Ah. You like my fake Oscar? I like him. I think he's kind of cute.
Your fake Oscar. Boy, this has been some kind of week. I mean, I feel like it's like everything, everywhere, all at once or something.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I mean, we've gone from, trying to figure out, if the beauty of women talking to whether or not Alabama is going to beat Maryland in the second round. Oh, I'll give some advice on that later, I guess.
Exactly. So definitely, we got a lot to cover, and we're gonna do it right after this. Here we go.
Yeah, it's like my favorite song. So my goodness, so it must be Tuesday already? It's
Must be
Tuesday
Tuesday.
already?
It's Tuesday already.
Wow.
Catch us every week at the same time, Interludes. We stream here on YouTube as well as
Here.
our Facebook page, Pure Lighthouse, home of Interludes. And then also we're available, thank you, Mark Lee, are available on the Pod TV Roku channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. Oh, just so excited about that. And we see some folks. If you're in the building, go ahead and give us a good old shout in the chat. In the chat. Oh my
In the
gosh.
chat, Mark Lee, that reminded me. Man, how far will Marquette get this year?
I know. I
Okay.
know.
Hey, well, I think they're gonna take from mine, but anyway, still getting ahead of myself. All right. So,
Yeah.
Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. You are Val the Voice Johnson, the founder. Hey, that's Kevin Springer. All right, I know him. Kevin, Kevin,
Kevin,
Kevin.
Kevin,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah. Oh my goodness, we have so much to get to tonight. We won't get to all of it. Good thing you don't know how
Obviously.
much we playing.
But you know what the fun thing is? We did a live right after the Oscars. So a lot of the Oscar stuff we already actually covered.
Right.
But we
That's why I don't
definitely
know what day of the week it is. Yeah, it is Tuesday, isn't it? So what was it? What day was that? Was that Sunday?
that was Sunday on
It
the
was
12th,
Sunday, the
right?
12th.
But
Yeah,
I'm
today.
gonna
Hey, today is Pi Day. Happy
yes,
Pi
it is.
Day. Is
Happy Pi Day. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
to
And
all
so
my STEM brothers and sisters and all of y'all out there. I love the sciences. Without the sciences and the arts together, we wouldn't have the Oscars, and that was on Sunday without a voice. It was a good Sunday. Yeah, look at those sisters. They
well,
didn't celebrate Sunday, but they were celebrated, at least acknowledged by the host, Jimmy Kimmel, at the very beginning of the show. Hey, Battle Voice.
but
It's in essence Black women in Hollywood. Can you tell us about that?
exactly.
Tell us
I'm
about
actually
that.
yeah, I got a chance to watch this streaming on SN favorite look at.
Science.
So that everyone says that, oh, the Oscars, when that airs, that's kind of the last of the award season. But they honored several people. They honored five people exactly. And so I'm going to bring them all up here. Gina Prince Bythewood, who directed The Woman King, Shirley Ralph, who has been winning it with Albert Elementary. May not know that name, but she is responsible for a lot of the wonderful programming that you've seen across many platforms, Freeform, Hulu, and now on Hulu. via Onyx Collective, and then of course a newcomer from Black Panther, and I'm trying to get her name here, uh, Danielle, Dominique. Dominique, and she was. I didn't know that Dominique was in. She was in Julius and the Black Clans. What was it? Um, Julius and the Messiah.
Judas, Judas,
Judas,
and the
Judas,
Black Messiah.
and the Black
See,
Messiah.
Judas
Thank you.
because it's Judas because he betrays the Messiah, which would be Fred. See, that's the meaning
Hmm.
behind the name of it. I don't know. You keep distracting me, Val, and I'm almost in the Sweet 16. But anyway, oh yeah, look, there's Gina. There's Gina.
There's Gina.
I gotta get my bracket input. You keep distracting me with this show thing. Oh look, there's Danielle. Yeah,
Danielle
Danielle.
Thorne. She played the student, the
Oh, you talking
MIT
about Dominique
student,
Thorne. I'm looking at
Dominique.
Danielle down on the
You're looking
lower
at
right
Danielle,
hand
and I'm looking at
corner.
Dominique, right? And I
Yeah.
you did you know that Danielle was in the Western that was very popular on Netflix with
How did they
Regina
fall?
King?
How
The
did they
Harder They Fall. I totally forgot she was in that.
wow. Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
I mean,
so
I know I'm here for a reason because that y'all don't know. Val is just calling these things like you know that thing. I have no idea. I have to use my brain, the top of my head. What is that? This long time ago. Like that thing.
great. I want to say a great kind of an honoring of five women. It was a luncheon,
Hmm.
and literally, I think it
The
was
two women
just
at the Oscar snub, so that was good.
pretty much at the center of the Oscar
Right,
snub,
right.
and
When
so
the host of the Oscars notices that they got snubbed because everybody else in the world knows that they got snubbed, I think that's a
right.
pretty good acknowledgement of that.
And of
Whoops.
and Cheryl Lee Ralph, she had that gave them a little more time and license to do their acceptance speech of their awards, and Cheryl just gave um, a steering acceptance speech, but more so on the lines of it took a lot for all of you all to be here. Like, and when they showed her earliest work as early as 1977, I'm like, aha, she has been here. And so she just kind of gives that love right back to the room. Like, it took a lot for, she had mentioned Rosalind Cash was blacklisted for wearing dreads. You know how many actresses are now wearing dreads now, and there's no issue with it?
Val, I
I
know I
didn't
don't
know
want to
that.
get too local on people, but Marion Brooks on Channel 5 busted out in some box braids. Have you
I
noticed that?
saw that.
I,
I
I mean,
saw
I
that.
know. I mean, y'all like what are you
That's
talking
locally
about?
here in
It's a
Chicago, but
local, but one is it's like she's acknowledging she's black, so I didn't know she did that. No disrespect to her, but then that she's wearing them like that. And my guy on CBS in the morning, former NFL star, and now like CBS is kind of like prime. They're Michael Strahan. He's
mhm,
worn his hair braided up in the mornings, and I thought, whoa, yes, exactly, just what you said.
mhm.
Speak, speaking of free to be who we are.
Can I got a chance to see
Your people, that's how you feel
My people,
about
my
them.
people. I mean,
Okay.
not that I know any of the people, but just I was just very excited. And then, I got a chance to meet some friends there. They were there. Shout out to my buddies, Carmen and Joanna. I was so happy to see them. But they did two new programs that I have never seen before, which is they always do Revelations, which is like a signature choreographed piece by the founder, Alvin Ailey. But then I saw on Saturday new ones, one called Survivors, which was initially done in '86, but they brought it back in 2022, which means they premiered it in New York in December. And then I think they did, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember the name of it. But anyway, I was just really happy that Alvin Ailey came through because Michael, I will say this: the very last live show I saw before the pandemic shut down everything
Mhm.
was Alvin Ailey.
Alvin Ailey. Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
just a cultural situation that I love to be a part of, and so if you get a chance to ever see them, they're touring. They're on their, North American tour right now. And here in Chicago, they always come around March. Then they end up going to the West Coast. And then probably around May, they start making their way back to the East Coast. And then it's all over again. They start going into training for, what they'll probably do new for 2023. But I want to talk about this young lady because it's going to be the lead into our one of the shows that we want to review. Tara Duncan was one of the folks that was honored at the 2023 Essence Black Women in Hollywood, and some of the things that she's responsible for and has produced, it's a laundry list. Didn't know she was one of the producers on Grownish. Didn't know that she was responsible for a few other major programming things. Uh, the current one that we're about to review, Unprison, and the big thing is that they made her the president of Freeform, which was where Grownish was on, and then other shows have done well, and then also she did some producing on for Netflix. So they honored her at Essence, but the thing that we wanted to chit chat about, Michael, is one of the Onyx Collective shows that brings back to us the original Scandal girl, Kerry Washington. That's all of the cast there with Yvette Browser Lee, and
Favorite skinny black
also,
woman.
yeah,
Only
just
skinny black
everybody
woman
looking
I
all
like.
gorgeous. What was that?
I said my favorite skinny black woman. The only skinny black woman I can deal with. The only one I still have to caution when I see her at times. I
Mhm.
feel like eat a sandwich. Food is okay, girl. You can eat. It's fine.
But
My
what did you
good.
think? There was
You
8
know,
episodes of this. What did
bro.
you think of the series?
Well, it but so what okay, because I watched it all the way through and then it stopped. So that was the last one. The eighth one
That
is
was the last one, yeah.
so that's a cliffhanger
It was a cliffhanger. Yes, it was.
for real.
For real, because it's
That's
gonna
how
come
they.
back.
I mean, but that's how they like
Do a cl-
the what?
For Mhm.
Okay, so it's good. All right. It's real good. It is so it's streaming. So it's
Mhm.
not like network stuff.
Right.
So they say and they do some stuff that want to watch by yourself. Don't sit there and watch like, ooh, Carrie Washington, she's so great and she has so many good causes. Don't watch this with your kids, okay? If you got like teen and younger, don't watch this with them, especially when the woman comes out of the bedroom with the you gotta yeah that's full
So
frontal
the
yeah.
series the series was created and she's in this picture. Tracy McMillan?
Tracy, Tracy,
Tracy
Tracy,
McMillan.
Tracy McMillan. I gotta
Gotta get that
say
right.
that real clear. Tracy McMillan, because
And
I know who's listening and watching us. Tracy McMillan,
mhm.
not the
And
other
also
McMillan, not the other
and
McMillan.
and also in this shot is Yvette Lee Browser. I know you recognize
Woo!
that name. Woohoo!
Woo! Yeah, at the end of
The
every living single
living single.
and a bunch of other shows that sister produced throughout the the 2090s and 2000s. So
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah,
so
and
I think
Delroy Lindo, my boy,
yeah.
Delroy came through on
Mhm.
this for sure. And he
Yeah.
so you didn't tell us what it was about yet?
Well, it is about
It's called
um
Unprisoned.
Unprison. It's called
Hmm.
Unprison. And Paige Alexander
For most of his formation, and now she is an adult, and she's having to deal with her father, who is trying to navigate the system after being incarcerated for a while, and he wants
Mhm.
to do right by her. She's trying to done with
Mhm.
love interests, and it's Kerry Washington, so it's a bunch of random white dudes in it. So anyway, woo, that little girl.
So and
And
I
McIntosh is
am
the apple of your eye.
uh, and I love that relationship that was developing. But Jordan is killing it in this role as little Pay. Um, Carrie will call back, and you'll see herself herself in Jordan McIntosh, and she captures her. They fix her hair and put her in the same clothes that Carrie is wearing, and it's I very it is not for children, even though.
Pitched it. So to remember with UPN, WB, this kind of almost alternative universe of
Mhm.
programming of African Americans and sitcoms and dramas and such. And Onyx is creating their own world pretty much.
On
So
their
the
own
fact that she
lane.
is honored, by
Mhm.
Essence Awards makes a lot of sense. It would be
Tyra.
great, if we could get some of these things together at the same
Mhm.
time. You almost kind of
Yeah.
network that also has a streaming service and I programming and I have a couple
But I gotta choose work.
ET.
Exactly. And we have Kim Whitley and Yvette Brown, Yvette Denise Brown, and they are playing friends, and it's
Chicago.
act your age.
Chicago. Yep. Mm-hmm. You bet.
Right, right. Are they based in Chicago? The
No,
show
you
is?
bet's
Or?
from Chicago.
Oh, she
That
sure
is
is.
from. She sure
Mm-hmm.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give them. Yeah. So some of you watching this might have seen it because this was one of the top things. That's a reference to BET. There, Tyler's bidding for it. You got
Mm-hmm.
Tyler. You've got Byron Allen, another black billionaire, who is also been written about as a possible suitor to buy BET. And just this
Mm-hmm.
week, the one, the only, the guy that always wants to buy a network, Puff Daddy, just entered the conversation. P.
He
Diddy,
entered the conversation.
yeah,
Interesting.
to in terms of interest in buying BET because well, which another cable is that's where people see the Breakfast Club. If you've ever seen the Breakfast Club on TV, that's been part of
Mm-hmm.
Revolt. But we were looking at actor age, and I'm gonna
Mm,
act
what do
my
you
age
think?
and remember what we were talking about. What do I think? What do I think of the show?
Yeah, what do you think of the show?
I think it would fit neatly on the lineup of UPN in like 1998. Probably
Okay.
between sister to sister and half. It is Oculus, could be funny. There's scenes at least an attempt to a second storyline that could be interesting later on
Okay.
between the kids, the
The
two
kid, yeah.
yeah, and what they're doing. And that's always, I think, interesting to watch develop. But as far as the leads, I
Yeah, what
think
do you
the
think?
leads, I think the lead who TV right now, any
Right.
other thing. And briefly, because I position this show's popularity back to what happened at the Oscars. So,
Okay. All
so
right. All right.
Actor Edge is very well known stars in the African American community, comedians who are of a certain age. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and women of that age really are not represented on television. You don't
Mm-hmm.
see black women of this age on television together talking about issues and things that are just experiences in their lives. Uh,
Right.
you get a glimpse of that in 911 with Angela Bassett's character,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not a comedy. So the fact that people want to see this and have found this show on Bounce, which I had to search for on my
Me
system.
too.
Where is
Mm-hmm.
Bounce? What is this?
Where's Bounce?
Right, but you know what? You had millions of people looking for Bounce last week, and they found it.
Yeah, they
So,
did.
so that tells me that there's something to this. There's something to BT being for sale, and that BT Plus and BT is going to have an audience. It may not be as large as some of these other shows, but people want to see their lives reflected on television.
And
Now,
so
in
let
the
me jump. Let
movies,
me.
you have the opposite of that because the reason that
Oh.
you didn't have those sisters nominated for Best Actress like Viola and
Mm-hmm.
Danielle is because we had a little bit of this push to have a white woman over 40 nominated for that award. And that's how a movie that nobody ever heard of, with an actress that nobody ever heard of, got nominated for Best Actress. And
Okay,
it
let me
was
jump in.
Vivian Bank.
Let me all right, so let me jump in before you go down the Oscar lane. Let's stay with this a
What
little
happened?
bit longer.
All right, yeah, yeah,
Rob
go ahead.
Robbie Countryman is the series creator. I want to say, yeah, let me say that, yeah. And then the kids, Mariah Robinson and Nathan Anderson. So they're newcomers to this. Guys, please place in the chat if you have seen Act Your Age. I will say that the very first episode is available on YouTube. However, if you want to see other episodes, it I downloaded the Bounce app. It's not on there just yet. I think they're waiting to until the
It's
entire
on a
season
service
is up.
called Brown Sugar.
Brown sugar.
Yeah,
So it's
so
on
it's the
brown
Brown
sugar.
Sugar. If you're looking for a streaming, and then the network is Bounce. It comes on Saturdays, so
Hmm.
you get new episodes
Right.
on Saturdays. And right
Saturdays.
now they're into. Last week they were on to episode 3.
Wonderful.
So I assume 4 is this Saturday. I can count. So I think 4 is this week. And
Hmm.
it's interesting enough. And I think that if it was on Val, the voice, if this was on ABC or NBC,
Hmm.
it would have an audience. I think
I
right
think
now it would
I
have
know they would.
even a larger audience than what
And
as
and
Kevin popped
and
up, a 2.4 million
right.
viewers on a network nobody
Wonderful.
ever heard of.
Never heard. Yeah, and
Wow.
Bounce is available. Bounce is one of the channels that's available if you have absolutely no cable and you're using an antenna. You're able to see this. Let me name very quickly. Let me make sure that I have the names right. So Kim Whitley, she's been on a several shows on Freeform as well as ABC Family is Freeform. And so I'm thinking about, so everyone knows Tisha Campbell from Martin and My Wife and Kids. Yvette Nicole Brown, we know her from Community. That's the comedy sitcom she was from. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that and a
Mm-hmm.
half a million other things, and like every other commercial,
Exactly.
you recognize her face even if you don't know who she
Mm-hmm.
is. Mm.
Right. So I'm very happy. So I would say go ahead and support this show and give it a try, give it a watch. And yeah, I guess try Brown Sugar, downloading that app. And also it's streaming with commercials on Tubi. That was the other place that I found it as well. Was
Right,
Tubi.
and that's
Mhm.
part of. I mean, and that's kind of giving credit to Byron. I'll give Byron credit for that.
Mhm.
So I mean, and even the whole back to the whole BET for sale thing. That's part of this whole idea that we, you and I, us, we were absent on cable systems to the point that the owners of some of these larger systems were sued
Mhm.
successfully, I would say, by Byron Allen. I remember Puff Daddy got involved in that lawsuit, and then like there should be networks to represent the people. I mean, there's a public aspect to cable. That's how Puff Daddy got Revolt. That's how Byron. No, really, seriously, that was part of
Mhm.
that. That there were no black or networks that targeted African Americans. He's looked at their interests. So that Revolt, which most of the time people can't find unless they like Breakfast Club. They those that are like music that nobody, no people I know listens to. So it's them. Then it bounce, and then you have which is as you said that's over the air, but it's also on cable, and you have the Griot, which is Byron Allen's network,
Mhm.
and some of the other channels that he has on there, and then BET. So this BET Plus, this BET deal, is a major thing. That is Paramount selling off something that Bob Johnson created back in 1979. And the fact that it's for sale, the fact that Paramount is, I don't understand because as we said, there's an audience for this. that show $2.1 million. I mean,
Mhm.
2.14 million in terms of their audience on
Mhm.
a over the air system. That's I mean, we got power, y'all. I mean, people don't recognize it. I guess that's good for entrepreneurs. This is time for somebody to step in and
Okay. I wanted to make sure that we already, and thank you so very much for be watching to see who purchases BET and what happens with that. But Sunday night, we watched it, we covered it. But what has come out of that is the look. Michael.
look.
Many of us were rooting for
We had that
Angela.
same
You
look
could.
at home too, did we? Val, you texted me immediately when as soon as they said Jamie Lee, Val was like, what the
Well,
like
yeah.
like
I
I don't know, I don't know.
But and
Mm,
I'll say this and I'll say this again. There's no way I could be angry for Jamie Lee's win. She has been acting probably as long
mm,
as Angela. Um, she is what people would consider Hollywood royalty, and her parents were
yes, she
nominated for Oscars,
is.
but they never won.
No,
But
they didn't.
I just really, really wish that she would have gone
Yes,
ahead and won. Did
I
you see
do.
she was already regal. She was wearing purple. Look at the purple.
Like I said, and I'll say it here, like I said before. I don't
And
care
we'll
if
let
I
it
get in
go.
trouble on this one, but look, they will acknowledge you and give you an award for being a maid, but not for being a queen.
Oh, not cool, not cool. But
It's not
and
cool. It's not
no.
cool. And
Hmm.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but mm, I love Angela Bassett just a little bit more, just a little bit.
And then congratulations to Ruth E. Carter, who now has the first black
Two,
woman to
two,
win for costume design and
two, two
two,
Oscars.
two
Her
Oscars
second
for that.
Oscar.
So I was just
Mm,
really happy with that, and so this is only the thing that I wanted to mention regarding the Oscars, and just that's the reason why there's an Essence. That's the reason why there's an NAACP. There's a reason
black
why
people love awards.
we have a Black People
Black people
Awards,
love awards.
and Gardis, he says this. She got robbed the year she didn't win for. That's right.
I
That was
know.
93,
That's
94. We
twice.
know that.
That's two. Two
That's
times.
two. That's two
That's
times.
two times that, thank goodness I wasn't near Los Angeles, California, because have been arson. I'd burn that building up, boy. I get a
You
little
really would.
with the
You really would. You
gasoline. What's my gasoline?
Oh
Hey,
gosh.
hey,
Well, you do.
for real. A little bit of gasoline, okay?
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So I'm sorry.
Before we,
Where's Angela's Oscar? I know you can find it somewhere in the dark. I bet I can find it over here. Is that it? There it is. I found it. Okay. All
we
right.
need we need her to
See
be
y'all
honored.
later.
And my thing is, it's okay. That's why you create your own to our own people. So that's how it goes. So,
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna
Hey,
let you guys
Auntie.
know. Please hit the like button and please share. And
Hey,
thank you so very
Auntie.
much. We are over 300 subscribers. Thank you so very much. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, just take a look right at the bottom on our
Yeah.
YouTube page. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Go ahead,
And
hit
we're
the
so
subscribe
excited about
button.
that.
Yeah, pull up your brackets too. We about to get into that in a second. No, I so anyway. Knew more about basketball so that I could talk to him because I gotta fill out. I gotta fill out my. Val, did you fill out your brackets yet?
No, I didn't. And you know what? I'm going to bring on the man that's going to help us with that. Here we go.
Will Alabama reach the
I'm
I
feeling good tonight,
declare
Val.
here.
I feel
You
like a
are?
thoroughbred at the Kentucky Derby. I'm ready to go. Right. You know, take your place. Hey, let me before we even get started. This is about to be off the chain fire. I got to send out a couple of shouts before we get started. Got to send out a shout
Oh,
to my men and my
child.
women at Vol State Community College here. My girls, my guys on the show tonight. Thank you for a great season. I got to shout y'all out tonight. I know y'all on air with me tonight. I appreciate you very much. I got to shout out. We'll be shouting out to other coaches as we coming, but I'm hyped. But for one thing, I got to tell you two things. One,
Mhm.
Val just said, if you ain't pushing that subscribe button, your hand must be broke. And two, push the subscribe button. We just told you. Got to tell you no more because this is
Yeah.
the hardest show. So we're gonna get this cracking, baby. It's
Hey,
March Madness time.
it's March
Mhm.
Madness time. And I know your bracket's better than Jay Billis.
Better than Jay Billy. First of
Better
all,
than Jay Billis.
before we even jump into the men's side of the house, respect due, because I'm the coach on the women's side. We're gonna always open the door for the ladies first, right, Val?
Right.
Of course, ladies
Yeah.
first.
So
Ladies
ladies
first.
first, Title
Mhm.
IX, Title IX. So real
Mhm.
quickly, we don't even have to go break down the women's bracket, right, Mike?
Hey, it's South Carolina versus everybody.
Right.
Seriously?
And I think
But
they could. I think they could take them. As in
I,
take
I,
it
they may be able to play the Chicago Sky.
this year
Wow.
without Candace. Yes, I think they
Man,
could.
I'm just saying, the couple things here on the women's bracket. We're gonna just move straight to the Final Four. As Mike said, I'm gonna give you a couple teams I like. Those that know me very well. They know that I'm Midwest. I'm Big Ten heavy, but I'm saying that for a reason because Steph Curry, girl, Caitlin, gonna give South Carolina all that she can chew, and I've got in the national Final Four for the women. I got
Okay.
Stanford, Don Staley. Obviously, I got Don will be there. And
Okay.
I got
Stanford. You got Stanford. You got the Cardinal.
no,
From
no, no,
Mhm.
no, no, no. Hold on. Don't do me like that. Don't
wait.
do me like that. Don't
Coach,
do.
I'm
Uh,
ready.
I,
I've been
I,
waiting.
I got the female version of Caitlin. I got the female version of Steph Curry upsetting Stanford. Stanford will be
Well,
playing.
it's got to be.
I mean,
You got Iowa. That's Iowa, right?
exactly. Iowa
Oh,
Mhm.
will
that
be
girl.
playing South Carolina. I will be playing South Carolina on that side. On the I got my boy. I got to send a shout out. I text him earlier today, told him congratulations for making the tournament. Hope they make a deep run. And my boy Glenn Box from Cairo, Illinois, down at the bottom, Val, at the bottom down there in
Okay.
Cairo.
Hey,
He's on the bench up in Bloomington at IU. I got Indiana University playing against UConn on the other side. So my Final Four is South Carolina versus Iowa, Indiana versus UConn for the women.
okay. All right.
Coach, your Final Four doesn't include from LA.
Hey man, unfortunately, somebody got to stay home. I got to stay home, watch the kids, right, Val? Somebody got to watch the kids,
Somebody gotta do that.
I would leave my kids with Kim Mulkey. I
right?
don't know about that. She might eat them. She might eat them, coach.
Hey,
Might
uh,
eat
hey,
them.
hey.
She
Well,
might eat them. Yeah.
what's the old song, Val? No, 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 no,
Na,
no, no.
na, na.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey.
goodbye.
Yeah,
So,
Goodbye.
Kim kind of ruthless, coach. Kim is kind of ruthless there.
hey,
I mean,
hey, but a girl, we're gonna make her put on that either. I don't know if she's gonna come out Chanel or Gucci, Mike. But Don gonna step in, and I'm
or
bringing the
Jalen
big.
Hurts jersey. I don't know.
Hey, right.
With
But
a
I'm
one,
telling you,
that one on there.
hey, bring in Hoosiers to
Okay.
play them. So I got Indiana
Ooh,
versus
okay.
South Carolina in the women's national championship with South Carolina
in the future, you see a score. You
87,
have
Crystal
seen
82.
ball.
So that's
the
a
crystal ball.
coach, in case, not saying I am, but just in case, for entertainment purposes only, as
Correct.
I'm going through this, do you see what Aaliyah Boston might score in that game, coach?
Yeah,
I,
I got Leah Boston, MVP of the NCAA tournament. Will
yeah.
pull in a double double. You have 23 and 12 with 3 block shots, 23, 12, and 3 blocks.
I mean, I'm glad parlay that for us, coach.
Correct.
I'm glad
Parlay.
that
For,
they could
for
parlay
That's
that
promotional
hilarious.
purpose,
information for us, coach. For entertainment
Entertainment
purposes
purposes
only. So
only.
now that you guys got that, let's get in these men, baby. Let's get to the real game.
Let's
Let's
get to the yeah,
drop it like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
hot, drop it like it's hot,
So we
drop it like
so
it's hot.
we so already, y'all, we have covered the Dawn Staley. I mean the women's tournament, the Dawn Staley tournament. Uh-huh.
Michael.
Okay.
Exactly.
Michael.
So we're going immediately to the South region, and I got to give.
Ooh, okay, slow down. See, y'all think I'm kidding, but I'm bringing up my South region right now.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure we okay. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead.
got to bring up the South region. Got to give big ups to Nashville's own Cambridge High Mr. Mr. Freshman of the Year, top 3, going to the league, doing everything. They tried to hate on him, but he's still killing them. Mr. Brent
Wow.
Miller for Alabama Crimson Tide.
Woo! Woo! And I know there's some people confused out there that haven't been watching the this year, haven't been watching college basketball this year, and they heard you say Alabama coach, and they think like, well, football season's over, isn't it?
Right. Hey, you
No.
better talk. Hey, the football brought the money to the program, and now they got the basketball rolling, baby.
The SEC is a beast. Okay.
Yeah, SEC is the beast this year, but I got a surprise for you before we get off tonight. I'm gonna, baby. You know that
All
they
right.
say, shock the world and surprise yourself. I'm
All
gonna
right.
shock the world. I'm gonna
I'm
surprise you.
okay.
So that South region, you got, and I gotta get one to my family. I know they on tonight down in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. They got none other than
Woo!
from play right alongside of Mr. Brian Sears, Muscle Shoals High School. None other than they the 1-2 combo. And they got Quinley. They stacked Alabama, but they got a couple of defensive things. I think that down the stretch it could possibly hold them back. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
They still. I worry. I only worry about Alabama because of the potential for injuries. They just, that team.
I don't. Even if they get injury, they loaded. They
They
going eight
are.
deep. They
They
going eight
are.
deep, and so it's going to be a situation. One for one. If you're going to play them like the Bulls, they like the NBA used to play Jordan, right? You go ahead and give Miller his 23, 24, but
Hmm.
he can go off for 40. So watch it. You know what I'm saying? He can go off for 40. Don't get
Right.
him wrong. And
Right. Okay.
then
Okay. So, coach, you started us out in the south, and you
so then let's move over to the Midwest. Stay at the crib in the Midwest. Let's
right,
move over.
Midwest number one seed is Houston.
Houston. Now, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Houston's got their top guard out. But
Yeah.
I gotta give up
Yeah.
to my frat brother, none other than Penny Hardaway for winning the American this year. Came back, did his thing.
He did. He
Unfortunately,
did.
Houston's top guard is out, but got coming out of the Midwest is none other than the Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Tremendous,
Who,
absolutely
who,
tremendous guard play. They finished in the AI rank. They got Rodney Terry, who took after he got fired, and Rodney's done a heck of a job. They win the
he
Big
did.
12,
He did.
and you know,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be behind
Coach,
Marcus Carr. And what do you like about the name? Sir
sir.
Jabari Rice, Val. Sir
I like it.
Jabari Rice.
That's got to be the best Sir since Sir Duke. Yeah.
Hey, if Val, if you name your child Sir out the womb, you know they had to be destined to be a superstar.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
And Mark wants to know who rules the Big East.
No, no,
I'm
no, no.
about to, I'm about to,
We'll get to that in a second. We
yeah,
get
We'll
yeah, yeah.
get to that
We'll
in a
get there.
minute.
I'm gonna let you know,
no,
Mark.
no. Keep it. You going to the east now? You gonna go to the west, Coach?
Say
So
okay.
we're gonna go over to the east region,
All right. So,
and,
so this is
and
only Eagles. We'll find out in a second.
I
Uh huh.
told y'all
Let's get
that
these
that
brackets filled out.
I told y'all that a Big Ten got Mark.
All 12
I
teams.
you open the door for me. I got none other than Shaka Smart in the coming out the Golden Eagles, and this ain't with the Dwayne Wade squad. This is with
Oh, I love
the
that. Shout out
freshmen. This is with the only team
to one.
in the entire conference, the only team in the entire NCAA tournament with the coach of the year and the player of the year out of the Big East and Shaka Smart and Tyler Kolek. You about to see Marquette come out of the
Ooh,
East.
Coach.
Wow.
I'm not too sure on that one, but we'll go. We'll circle back to
Who you
the
got?
game in which Mark Lee
Who
gets
you
his heart broken.
who you think?
Um,
Who you think is upset?
I don't know if they can. You think they can outplay 7'4"? Because I don't know
Sure.
about that. 7'4". See, I got that. Where I have that?
You,
That's
you,
my
you,
elite eight. That's my
you
elite eight game, coach.
yeah,
Mm,
but your Elite Eight game got to get by one of the hottest teams in the country right now, which is Duke.
Okay, so Duke is doing well this season.
Nobody's talking. Let me give it to you
yeah,
like this, Mike.
I think
This
seven
all
foot four can take Duke. I think seven
that
foot
okay.
four can take Duke.
So there's four teams right now that are the hottest teams going into the tournament. Last 10 games. There's only four
Yeah.
teams.
Okay,
Four.
and they are. Yes.
The
They
fifth
are.
seed, fifth seed Duke is 9-1.
Yep, they are. Yes.
The number two seed Marquette is 9-1.
Mm-hmm.
The number 12 seed Charleston is 10-0, of which I have them upsetting San Diego State in a 12-5 matchup. So if you
And the
don't have that
fourth
12-5, you
Which
better
region?
circle
Which
that
region?
12-5.
Which region?
and the
The
fourth
12-5 matchup is going to be in the 12-5 matchup with them is going to be in the
I'm
South
looking at
region with Alabama.
Oh, you got them in with Alabama. All right.
Yeah,
So now I got
yeah,
to do another.
Alabama.
Now I got to do another.
and who's the fourth?
And the
Who's the
fourth
fourth?
team is Florida Atlantic, and they're 9-1, and they're undefeated coming in. So those are the only four teams in their conference that's coming in the last 10 games. They measure the last 10 that have no more than one loss
So
coming into this tournament.
coach. So the traditional 5-12 that everybody always looks for when they do their brackets, and if you're doing your brackets with us, thank you. Coach is breaking it down. Coach Tony has got you. He's got your back, but you best to watch up front. In the South Regional, San Diego State versus Charleston. That's the 5-12. That's your 5-12 upset.
That's my 5-12 upset right there with
Okay.
College of Charleston.
Okay, that's your 5-12 upset. Now. So out of the South, you got Alabama. Is that correct?
Out of the South, I got Alabama.
The North, you got Texas.
Midwest, I got Texas.
Midwest, yeah, Midwest. Sorry, my bad.
Out of the East,
East, you have Mark Lee. Oh, I'm
that's
sorry, Marquette. You got Marquette out of the East.
Marquette. And let's
I
go
saw
out
that.
west.
I
Now
heard
Now
let's
that.
go out west.
The West.
Now, I hate that my boys, I hate that my boy, the Illini, got a freaking West draw because if you look at this region, Mike, it is the toughest region of any other regions
Coach,
in the entire.
another second round loss for the
Yeah,
Illini.
you have exactly right. I got a second round loss on them
Yep,
as well.
there it
But
is.
you got in this one region, you got Kansas, you've got Connecticut, you've got Gonzaga, and you got UCLA all in one region. That is
Coach,
like
the Illini lose in the second round, and that's only
I got them moving, and then I got them getting out to Kansas. I like Kansas, and I got Kansas all the way down in that region playing against UCLA because, again, another Nashville, Val, there's talent coming out of Nashville down here. You got to get here. Another
Ah,
talent who's at UCLA and Tiger Campbell. He's also another Nashville, Kentucky kid, played here. He's originally from Iowa, transferred here to Nashville and played ball. And UCLA and Kansas will play to come out of that region. And I got Kansas to come out of that region. So my Final Four looks like Alabama to the south,
Yeah.
Marquette to the east,
Yeah. Yeah.
Texas to the Midwest, and Kansas to the west.
Kansas.
I
Yeah.
think that they're going to play behind KJ Adams. And then you got the white guy, oh, my bad, the white kid, who I love his name, Val. His name is Grady Dick.
that's an
So
interesting name.
so they're gonna
Oh
ride
my
him.
Hey,
God.
They're gonna
Val,
ride him
Val,
all the way.
Val. His name is Grady Dick. He be sticky. I'm telling you.
Wow.
They're gonna ride him.
They're gonna
There
ride.
you
They're
go.
gonna ride Grady Dick. They're gonna ride him.
Who
And
put?
and you got to watch out for my boy Jalen Wilson. I mean, they got 6'8", 6'7", 6'9", and they can all play. And the only thing that I see is that if Coach Self, if not at the hospital, Val, he had to go to the hospital before the tournament
Oh
started,
no.
and and Coach is doing a great job. But sometimes when you get into this situation, because now there's 4 seasons, I tell everybody when it comes to the NCAA Division One, you got postseason,
Mm-hmm.
you got the regular season,
Right.
you got the conference tournament, and then you got March Madness. And in March Madness, a few things got to happen. You got to go 6-0. You got to have a little luck, and you got to have a schedule that's a little biased to your luck that you can kind of make that happen. And in this region, it's a tough region.
It is. It
It,
is.
it really
Um,
is. So, coach, so coming out one more time, cause like I said, I mean, y'all think I'm joking. I'm not. All right. So out of the South, you got Alabama coming out of the South, the 1 seed.
That's
So
correct.
so after it all said and done, the one gets it done in the South. All right. I on my first on my first bracket, I have that. Okay. And out of the East, you got Marquette coming out, the 2 seed. The two
That's
seed
correct.
makes it. Okay. All right. And that's where I have at least a little difference of opinion with you. Uh, then we go to the Midwest. Always the
mhm.
best Midwest. Love them. You've got Texas coming out, right?
Okay.
Is that right?
That's
Did I get that
correct.
Mhm.
right? All right, so you got the Longhorns coming out. I got love for Texas, but not that school. And then coming out of the West, you got Kansas. So,
Right.
and that's with or without Bill
Coach
Self.
at being there. And the thing is that in the last 5 NCAA tournaments, Val and Mike, the
Mhm.
last 5 NCAA tournaments, even though the Big Ten has been the hottest conference in the country, like SEC football,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even though the SEC made their way, the Big 12 has won 3 of the last 5 national championships, and they've been in the first slot, and no one's looked at them, and the Big 12 has pulled it off. So for the drums, please. My
Yeah.
national championship game will be none other than Marquette University knocks off
Woo!
Alabama in the Final Four, and they will play Kansas in the national championship game.
So your national
Okay.
championship game is
Marquette, the number 2 seed, versus
Marquette.
Kansas, and Kansas holds up the tradition in the last few years. The Big 12 moves another team in the national championship game with Kansas.
So what's that? That's gonna be what's that? Four for
Kansas.
self?
That'd be 4 for self getting into the Final Four. Exactly right.
That
Who showed up
That's
last
rare
year? I hate.
air, coach. Coach, well, just a
Um,
second. That's rare air for Bill Self. You got Bill Self now. If he gets that done, he's got to go down as one of the greatest college basketball coaches. Is that where you see the man that the Illini let go so many
I'm
years ago
saying
to
that.
still
I'm
break
saying
my
that
heart?
if he stays at Illinois like he done at Kansas, 17 straight titles in the Big 12. Illini could have
Mm.
been a powerhouse. Every kid out of the city of Chicago and Indianapolis would have been rolling with it. What's up, that Bean?
So we throwing it to so the question comes up: Auburn, Iowa and Auburn, Iowa
I
and
Yeah.
like
Auburn.
okay, our Auburn game, Ben. I'm gonna give you one. That's my team manager.
Oh,
Our
that's
Auburn
the
game.
yeah, that's a
That is
8-9. That's a 8-9. If
hold
you
on.
all are
Let me.
following us, that's a 8-9 in the Midwest region.
I
Eight
love
nine.
you, but that is Iowa strong. They will get it done. Iowa will
I
win
got
that game over Auburn and move
yeah,
on to
I
play
got
Houston.
yeah, I got Iowa. I
Okay.
got Iowa in that game
You have
too.
Iowa?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Okay.
Iowa in that one
And
too.
Val, you had a question. What's your question, dear?
No, I just wanted to know because I wanted to show this the winners are the folks that was in the top 4 from last year. I know people are thinking, why you got to look at last year? Will any of these teams show up this year? So it was Kentucky, UCLA, the Cougars, the Zags. Are any of those children coming back this year?
I got one
No,
of them coming
the
back.
only
I
two
got one coming
schools that
back.
I
I
see,
got I
only
got
two
two coming
schools.
back. I got two coming back.
Wait, wait, wait,
Only two.
wait, wait, Michael, wait, Michael.
Here's how good I am, Val. I'm gonna tell you what two schools that Mike's got coming back. And I don't even know his bracket. I can tell you. He's got
Okay.
UCLA and he's got Houston.
Okay. Okay. All right. And Michael, what
No,
about
not
you?
quite.
Michael, what about
Not
you?
quite. Not quite. I am not the expert. And as you see, people are doing that. And coach has got them in the final four. I
No.
got them in the final four as well. Alabama,
You
I got that.
do.
Uh, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, of course, but
Mm.
I got Gonzaga. I got Gonzaga, coach. Coach is
Oh,
the year
Mhm.
for Gonzaga. They're not a number
oh,
one. They're not a
oh,
number one. There's no
oh.
pressure. They just kind of lurking out there.
I
Nobody's
know,
talking about them.
cause, cause,
And
cause
I
'cause
think
Drew,
they go.
Drew, well, that's illegal because you get Drew Timmy. He and like Will and Mars said, boy, you ain't no younger than 30.
So look, I got Gonzaga sneaking in because nobody's talking about them, and they don't have that same connection. It's free. They can damn themselves. They'll treat people like they did St. Mary's. What? Gonzaga, I got coming through. I can't argue with 7'4". I mean, the last time Purdue had a dominant big man, big Glenn. Last time they had a dominant big man in Purdue, they got
Yeah,
pretty far. They got to the
yeah.
Elite Eight. I got them
And
going all the way. Yeah,
and Val, he said the magic word, Val, which is what? Pretty far. I love that. And on that segue, going pretty
Okay.
far, what
Mhm.
must you have in this tournament to win? You must have tremendous guard play. If
Okay.
Mike
I know people think that Duke
I asked Duke, I do
got them getting past Marquette.
I don't get them past Marquette. And here go the drum
I
roll.
think they get
This
What's the
past
and
drum roll?
Marquette Val will be the
Okay.
first team since Butler who played at home in Indianapolis, who upset Duke several years ago. Marquette
Wow.
will be your national champion this year over the Kansas Jayhawk. Final score 79-74.
Wow.
And I'm even going to give
Wow.
you the player of the game is going to be none other than the player of the conference.
Ty-
Andrew, let me ask you a question because I see you put it in the thing. No, Drake will not come out. Miami will come
Okay.
out that region. Miami will knock off Drake. I love Drake, but I just think with Miami, the way they played in the
Oh
ACC
God, yeah.
early on,
Oh,
they
sorry,
did.
Wow.
yes. Yeah, that's not a 5-12 upset, okay?
That's
Stay
not a
stay
5-12
away.
upset.
day
You're
away.
not gonna get that 5-12, Drew. I love you, but you're not gonna get that one.
And the Drake word sneak past Miami, Indiana got something for him. Okay.
Yeah, and my guy Derek just said TCU a sleeper. The problem with TCU, and I love him, Derek, they're gonna run into Mike's buzzsaw, which is Gonzaga.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Gonzaga will have TCU Z's. They're gonna put the zag and they're gonna be Z's as in asleep. That sleeper will be put asleep in a sleeper hole by Gonzaga. Coach, I got Gonzaga in the national
What are you
championship game.
doing, coach?
Am I wrong? I know you're telling me I'm wrong, but I'm telling you this
Sleep hole, man.
year they
I'm
sleep
with you.
high. No,
I'm with
I
you
mean,
on that.
okay. So is am I safe if I have at least one bracket with Gonzaga sneaking through? Because I got them sneaking through.
I'm gonna give you that. I like your bracket with Purdue sneaking through better than Gonzaga.
Oh, I got both. Hey, Coach, that's my national championship game. I got Purdue playing Gonzaga.
Well, you got Drew Timmy, who is 62 years old, playing in the tournament. So the question is, can
Wow.
We got some
Wow.
professional college players. We do. Yes.
he,
That part right there.
this cat been playing so long. Val, he's been at Gonzaga so long. He holds an all-time leading scoring record. He holds
Mhm.
all-time leading rebounding record, and he can come back for another year because he got this COVID year. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Oh,
so
wow.
we got some professional players for the Zag.
Well, it is going to be. I told you and Mike. I told you and Val early on. We're
Mhm.
talking college basketball that
Mhm.
this is going to be the year of a team that's not going to be the powerhouses because COVID kind of threw things off with kids having to come back, getting the COVID year back, getting grad students was the hottest thing on the market a few years ago. Now it's the
Yeah.
portal. Kids are getting able to
Wow.
transfer, get that one free transfer, and you get a team like Marquette who is seasoned with older people. They were under the radar, and Shaka Smart is just Shaka Smart. He brought
Okay,
them
so
together
so,
and they're
so
pro.
national championship game, that beautiful game in early August, I mean early April is going to be Marquette versus who in the championship, Coach?
Versus Kansas. It's Kansas
Versus
Jayhawks.
Kansas. What's the
Mhm.
score?
Score 79 for Marquette, 74 for Kansas. 79-74, Marquette wins.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And
For
this is and
entertainment purposes only,
For
because
entertainment
entertainment
purposes.
purposes only,
very because they don't think call it the what they call it, the M something P. They don't think they call it the MVP M something. Most valuable tournament player. You got
yeah,
them
both
coming
that.
out
But
from
and,
Marquette.
and if
Got a
you
gold
really want
team.
to And if you really want to parlay it, like Mike said, parlay it, you could put Alabama versus Marquette, Texas versus Kansas on a parlay. I think that's plus 750 to 1 on a parlay. So, a quick 100 to get you about 7,500 back.
I
Well,
mean, right,
Mark
right.
is
We're
telling
not
you thank
fun if
you.
we're like, okay. Well, I know he's happy. Coach just told me
Yeah,
Wow.
his
yeah,
team's gonna win a national championship.
you do. And this is the year on that, Mark, because they finally got the pieces. They didn't have the pieces when Dwayne Wade was there. They had a great team with him and Matthews, and they were solid.
Mhm.
And they were really solid. But, he had a different, coach wasn't there, and, everything was good. Now, Wojciech came in, tried to didn't do it, they got him out. But now you get Shaka Smart, who was at VCU, then went to Texas, put Texas on the map, now moves over to Marquette, and he's a Wisconsin boy. People don't know that. He's from upstate,
Mm.
Mike from Madison.
Yeah.
So, D3
Coach,
kid, played good ball, did his
Coach from
thing. Now he's winning the
Chicago.
coaching.
Yeah.
He's back home with these kids, and he's got them focused. And another shout out, Val, I forgot to tell you, big watching night. If I don't say this, I'm gonna get my phone ringing. But none other than my homeboy, three-time CCIW player, Hall of Famer at on the yard, Rob Brown. His son, Cam Brown, is playing
Mm.
for Marquette right now
Oh,
under
cool.
Shaka Smart.
Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
that's
Yeah, we
so
got
that's another reason why I had to give up for my
NCC
old teammate.
connections. NCC connection. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. It makes me uneasy. My Chicago is a little bit uneasy because you go about to tell me if that happens that that what Milwaukee's gonna be the center of the basketball universe?
For this year, I ain't saying they're recruiting, but for this year,
Well,
and that's going.
I'm talking about pro and college because they got another good squad up in Milwaukee too.
There you go. Yeah, that's gonna be, and soccer gonna be right there.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So if y'all miss some of this, you gotta I mean
Watch the
what
replay.
hit
You
you
got to
gotta
press
watch the
rewind,
replay, hit
and
the
that's
like
why we told you to
subscribe,
subscribe. That right, Val? That's why we
right?
told you to subscribe.
Watch the replay, make sure you get your stuff in, get now I gotta do a second bracket because coach is kind of convincing me that maybe Marquette gets past them. I mean I love Shaka. I just okay. All
I,
right.
hey,
All
like I
right.
said, hey, by the way, Val and Mike, I love it. You know, we know we sit here in a brand new Rise corporate office right here at NIL side doing our
I see
thing.
you. I see
Yeah,
you.
I got the 50 years of
Got
hip
the
hop up
banner.
on the wall right there,
Got
Val,
the
doing that
banner.
thing. You know
Nice.
what I'm saying?
The
We got
banner
to
here.
represent. Wearing the USA shirt tonight. You know, everything's all about. Hey, we ready. We ready. It's March Madness, baby. Pull up.
All right. Well, make
Co-
sure you guys come back next week and get more picks. Because we'll
No,
be
no.
watching and
Well, yeah, yeah, but it's gonna
we'll be
start by then. Look, that's
well,
why we
it'll
got to do it
start by
tonight.
That's right,
right,
Val.
and
Val,
we'll
Val. You right, Val. Each week we gonna wind it down each week till we
wind
get
it
to it
down.
because
We're
Well,
gonna
yeah, we
see.
gonna wind it
but
down.
we gotta make sure everybody is ready. And I love I love this whole rewind. Yeah, check this show out because it will help you
Hmm.
get through those brackets. My
Right.
goodness. And
And
Coach didn't
so
give you the easy one. He didn't talk about Arizona. That's all I've been hearing about on TV. The
Nah,
Arizona's year, but not the coach is gonna
I
set y'all straight.
set you straight, baby. Like I said, and again, you got my Twitter. Simple easy. It's at Chillman with 3 L's, CHILLLMAN 7 at Chillman 7 on the Twitter. Hit me up, holler at me. You know, this conversation. Appreciate you. Val, Mike, love you. But you know my words. I'm like Santa Claus at the North Pole. Once I deliver my gifts, I'm
he's
out.
out. He's out. All right, coach. Here he goes. Woo hoo. My goodness. So
Wow.
the bracket, man, the bracket is saying
I
everything.
know. I gotta get
And
now. I gotta do a second. I gotta do. I have my little ideas. Now I gotta do Coach Tony bracket
do a
and
bracket.
too. And if you watching, you should too. Do your bracket, whatever things you think is gonna happen, and then do the Coach Tony bracket. I guarantee one way or another you'll turn out right now. And I'm telling you, probably is
What
the
are you,
Coach
what are
Tony
you gonna be
bracket.
what are you gonna be chatting about on tomorrow?
I gotta redo my bracket now. I mean, I thought I knew, and then Coach just like so I so I don't think it's any coincidence that off no
It's
Thursday
just
too.
you have it off so you
That
can
that
watch all
Thursday.
of this.
I mean, I got so many memories of watching the tournament. So I'm gonna talk about the tournament tomorrow.
Okay.
A lot of happy memories connected to the tournament. A lot of ridiculous things have happened as I've watched the tournament over the years. Some of the changes, some of the best moments I've had been watching the NCAA's tournaments and rooting for I in their good years, in their heartbreak years.
Okay.
Woo!
Well,
Welcome back.
we'll join Michael on tomorrow for hashtag Womble Wednesdays. And that's
Yeah,
Interludes Extra at 7 p.m. Central, 8
yeah,
p.m.
yeah,
Eastern.
yeah,
And
yeah.
tomorrow, uh, thank you all for a wonderful feedback on a lot of the women's history that we're featuring. Tomorrow, it's Women in Motion. Thank you so much, Michael, for the title. We'll be talking about the Women in Motion via dance. So I'm excited to have a little chat or have a little discussion about Debbie Allen and other talented choreographers, women of color that have contributed to the space of dance. Woman in motion. You like that title? You like it?
I love it.
All right. On our YouTube channel. Guys, we want to thank you for all of the new subs, including Wendy, who subbed earlier. And we are over 300. Thank you so very much for that. We are now available and we're streaming on as well as Pod TV Roku channel. Thank you so much, Mr. Mark Lee. And if you'd like to be a
You're
sponsor
so welcome.
on, go ahead and book time tr.ee/Pure Light Media. And now, Mr. Michael, what's your name?
Val, the voice. Lose extra talk on Tuesday. Val, the